contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 210 pounds, Carmelo Hayes.
And once again, hello from ringside. As always, it is the best damn pro wrestling commentator going, Arachnid Soul. There you see Carmelo Hayes. There you see a man who, for the better part of the last month, has been in a rivalry with LA Knight. Which one of these two individuals would win the best of 3 series, and in doing so become the #1 contender to the PPW Pure Pro Wrestling Global Television Championship, currently held by Otis? It was 2 wins to 1 win, and it was LA Knight who got the Duke in the final match to secure the victory in the series. Here tonight, Carmelo looks to start rebuilding his career, but in doing so, he's unfortunately got to go through this man.
And his opponent from Valhalla, weighing in at 305 pounds,
Ivar, as the ring announcer just stated, 305 pounds. And if you have never seen this individual compete in the squared circle, fans, you are in for a treat. He almost reminds me of a Samoa Joe when you think about the size he has, but at the same time, the agility. And as I've stated before, the fans love this guy. Ivar, an individual who at a recent house event went to a time limit draw, believe it or not, with the champion Otis. Ivar says that he deserves a rematch, that Otis was not able to defeat him. At the same time, LA Knight says he should be the #1 contender. The opening bell sounds, and that flying Mil Mascaras style cross chop, nicely done by Ivar. Ivar will stay on his man. It will be a full court press, and for a man the size of Ivar, don't expect for him to get gas. Carmelo here, double springboard into the cross body, maybe attribute that time to Hiroshi Tanahashi, modified high fly flow off the top there. We talked about Ivar weighing in at 305. Let's talk about the fact that Carmelo only weighs 210 pounds, a cruiserweight, a light heavyweight, a junior heavyweight, if you will, who just ate that lariat. And Carmelo here is giving up over 100 pounds. Irish whip that time. Looked like a sidestep maneuver there from Ivar, thought better of it. And there's that big boot. And Ivar fires himself up. Fans, on tap for you tonight in the main event. And no disrespect as we see the deep rotation on the power slam and the cover. In our main event, it will be a first-time meeting in the history of this organization. And if you've never listened to anything I've said before, you're going to want to stay tuned for that main event. In my opinion, it might be the finest match that this organization has ever produced. It will be Solo Sikoa going one-on-one with Shelton Benjamin. Ivar now, collar and elbow. Decides to set his man up against the rope, and then it was just a nasty right hook that time. Nothing fancy about that. Ivar very technically sound as we see the kip up and the super kick attempt from Carmelo blocked. Back heel trip that time. Ivar very technically sound, but he's also a power wrestler. As we see there, it takes one boot to throw away the 5'10", 210-pound Carmelo Hayes, who once again gets Irish whipped. Side salto slam. Hooks the outside leg that time, does Ivar. Only got a 2 count that time. It was 2 and some change. And I've got to think if he stays on his man, he will be able to get him. Muay Thai style roundhouse kick. Backhand knife edge chops. Couple of overhand rights from Carmelo. Irish whip that time. Bipasso. Carmelo goes in and once again eats that big boot. It's almost like Carmelo's going to have to give 2 or 3 just to return the favor on what would be one hit like that lariat from Ivar. Once again, cover. once again, only getting a 2 count. And Ivar is a guy, as we've talked in the past, who has primarily been a tag team wrestler. He's been a tag team wrestler in places like Ring of Honor, as we see this maybe double springboard again. Second time, oh, Bipasso that time from Ivar, who had it scouted, comes back in with the lariat. Ivar has been a tag team champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling, one half of the IWGP, that's International Wrestling Grand Prix. World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions over there, along with Raymond Rowe, aka Eric. This is a man who's competed against some of the best tag teams in the world, including the Briscoes and Ring of Honor Pro Wrestling. Somersault senton from a 305-pound individual, and it didn't even faze him. The man didn't even break a sweat on that. Now the neck vice, looking to unscrew the head of Carmelo Hayes like a bottle cap. Basic stomp that time, nothing fancy. Of course, when we talk about championships, what a shot that was to the gut, and that'll take the wind out of you. We got to talk about the fact that Carmelo Hayes has held many championships, as I've mentioned before. As we see that Bronco Buster, Carmelo Hayes, both a former NXT Cruiserweight and NXT champion. Big splash. No one was home that time, and we'll see if Carmelo can come back into this thing. Shoots his man off, short arm, hip lock takeover, beautifully executed. Now working the arm, going high and going low is Carmelo. Here's the receipt, neck vice of his own. Actually taking a little shortcut that time, raking the eyes. Steve Corino driver, not quite at center ring. Carmelo saying that he's not quite ready to go for a pinfall attempt there. Carmelo stalks his man. Carmelo surveys the damage. Carmelo gets ready, but in the process, ate that uppercut knee strike from the mat. Gives an uppercut knee strike of his own. It was from the right side that time, going orthodox. Shot blocked that time. Ivar now Irish whips his man. Flying European uppercut that time, and I didn't think he was going to have the distance. Inside cradle here, small package by Carmelo. Topped his man, only got a 2 count. Carmelo looked so impressive in that best-of-3 series against LA Knight. Carmelo going up against a bigger man in that match. Of course, LA Knight is probably 60 pounds smaller than Ivar, but we're going to see how this thing plays out. Corkscrew that time on the Rydeen Bomb, aka the sit-out spine buster. Only got a 2 count. Ivar drops the leg, tops his man once again. A lot of guys who are 310 pounds don't get that kind of height on a leg drop. Very beautifully executed, and as we talked about earlier, it's almost like the Samoa Joe style fighting ability of Ivar. Big man who can fly, a big man who can move. He's got some distance to make up here. See if he can do it. And he does. Double sledge off the top. Drilled his man. Ivar now. It's that trademark spinning back kick, and he's used this on many occasions to set up for this nasty Fire Thunder driver. And we like to call that one Greetings from Valhalla. And Ivar gets the win here tonight. Once again, this man has been on a warpath. Let's take a look at some replays. There it is once again, the Greetings from Valhalla. Almost reminds me of the Greetings from Asbury Park that the late great Bam Bam Bigelow used so many years ago.
Here is your winner, Ivar!
Ivar keeps the momentum going. Fans, stay with us. It will be this Friday night, August 18th at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum in Knoxville, Tennessee. PPW Live. LA Knight will be holding a meet and greet at 4 p.m. All bell times will be at 6:30 p.m. And when we talk about live events, you are watching exclusive footage from last night. We had another match that was going to be on this part of tonight's broadcast. Unfortunately, due to some contractual issues, that match fell through. So to fill the time here, we're going to show you some exclusive footage. That is Otis The bigger individual you see there, Mustafa Ali, coming off the top with the big splash. Once again, this was last night. He shot a half Nelson that time. Pressed his man, hooked the outside leg. Referee was in position. Mustafa Ali could not get the job done there. It was 1 week previous to this that, as I mentioned before, Otis took on Ivar in a television title match. This match that you're watching from last night was a non-television title match. A non-television title match and a rare non-television title match for Otis, who has been a defending champion. Satellite DDT that time, nice pop-up, nice rotation, great impact. Only got a 2 count. Mustafa Ali, more of a cruiserweight style wrestler. Obviously, you can tell Otis is the bigger of the two. 5'10", 330 pounds for Otis. Modified T-bone suplex over the top that time. Maybe the Otis suplex. Dropped the elbow, did Otis last night. And it was so nice that Otis did it twice. Mustafa Ali now covered. Was able to kick out that time. Ali 5'10", about 180 pounds. So like I said, giving up a tremendous amount of weight here. Of course, Otis is a guy who has been hearing the jeers from fans for a week now about how he was not able to defeat Ivar. I mean, the TV title matches have a 15-minute time limit. That was a nasty super kick. And Ivar actually took the champion to that time limit. If you've not seen that footage, you're going to want to go back and watch last week's broadcast. We showed that to you. Nice Monty Brown style circle of life neck breaker, shades of the alpha male there. Almost tried to pay tribute to the late great Bobby Eaton with that leg drop off the top that time from Mustafa Ali. Could not get it. Otis now. Just some heavy hands and that Polish hammer, shades of Ivan and Scott Hutsky, ends the series. Otis now fires up a little bit as if he needs it. Otis then proceeded to shoot his man off to the corner. Mustafa Ali last night fighting back from underneath, never giving up. I mean, it's a non-title match, but in my opinion, if you beat the champion in a non-title match, you should be the #1 contender. Heat-seeking missile dropkick in the corner. Second time, and then finished it up with almost like a Chris Sabin-style hesitation dropkick. Mustafa Ali now on the top. Has a 450. Tried to pay tribute to Hayabusa, could not do it. Military press now from the champion, Otis. Otis now stalked his man. We've seen him put so many people away with this move, the world's strongest slam. Bam, 310 pounds right into a pinfall attempt. And it was last night that Otis did secure the victory.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Orangeburg, South Carolina, weighing in at 248 pounds, Shelton Benjamin.
There is an argument to be made that at one point in time, Shelton Benjamin was the pound-for-pound greatest pro wrestler on the planet. There's an argument to be made that at one point, Shelton Benjamin, pound for pound, was the greatest NCAA wrestler on the planet. Can Shelton Benjamin make the argument here tonight that he deserves a shot at that Global Television Championship and that he feels that he's the best in this organization? We're going to see how this thing plays out right now, but he will have his hands full. We see Shelton rocking that old school Team Angle outfit. We'll be going one-on-one here against a man returning who we have not seen in a while, a very feared man.
And his opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo Sikoa! Solo
Sikoa, a member of the Fatu wrestling family, the son of Rikishi Fatu, the brother of Jimmy and Jay Uso. I mean, success, talent, skill, every pun intended, is in the bloodline. And Solo Sikoa now fires up, rips that towel off, a la Samoa Joe, a la Mike Tyson. Steps into the ring, and it's that Samoan Smash Mouth style that he brings to the squared circles. This thing is going to be intense, fans. This is going to be one of the greatest matches I feel we've ever presented to you. The technical wrestling of Shelton Benjamin and the Smash Mouth style of Solo Sikoa. One fall to a finish. You hear that opening bell. Shelton now pacing back and forth a little bit. These guys have time. They're going to maybe start out a little bit slower, or maybe feel each other out just a little bit before getting into things. Irish whip that time, hard shoulder block. And in terms of height, in terms of weight, as we see that shoulder block that finally dropped Solo Sikoa, I don't know that we've ever had a more evenly matched, height and weight between two fighters in this company. I mean, Shelton Benjamin, 6'2", 248 pounds. Here's a cover. Solo Sikoa, on the other hand, 6'2", 250 pounds. I mean, a statistical dead heat. 2 pounds off, and this isn't boxing, this isn't MMA. We don't weigh these fighters every single time before they have a fight. So it's possible that Solo Sikoa and Shelton Benjamin might both be exactly 250 pounds. Sikoa stomped the yard, goaded his man in, Bipasso, uppercuts, nicely done, modified Shote palm strikes, a la Jushin Thunder Liger, belly-to-belly suplex. Nicely done that time. Reminded me of, Shane Douglas. I think about Magnum, Terry Allen using that move back in the old school Jim Crockett NWA days. It's a very good move, and it's a move that puts you in a position to pin your opponent. What a nice combination of strikes, roundhouse kicks. Wanted the chop block that time, did Shelton, couldn't get it. Bipasso clubbing forearm blow from Solo Sikoa once again. Arachnid Soul in the booth, happy to call this main event for you. Samoan drop. You think about the lineage of moves like that Samoan drop, the fact that that is in the family of Solo Sikoa. You think about people like his cousin Yokozuna using that. You think about his brothers Jimmy and Jey Uso. Irish whip once again. Once again, Samoan drop, nicely done. Solo Sikoa in the driver's seat here. We see that Shelton Benjamin has already been busted open. And it looks like a deep gash there on the forehead of Shelton Benjamin. The blood coming out. And that super kick's not going to help. Cover here. Referee slides into position. Hook of the leg that time. And Solo Sikoa said, no, it's not time yet. I don't think I've got him. Almost looked like a combination of him letting Shelton out and Shelton kicking out. Shelton now working the back of Solo Sikoa, put his guard up for a second just to taunt his man. Irish whip. Once again, that shoulder block. And coming into this match, I talked a lot about how it was going to be the smash mouth style of Solo Sikoa against the technical ground-based style of Shelton Benjamin, who goes for a cover there. Once again, could not secure the 3 count. However, we've seen a very smash mouth style here from Shelton Benjamin. Tried a palm clutch that time on the back of the neck of Solo Sikoa. Shelton Benjamin, unfortunately, not able to hold on to it. Here's a palm clutch to the back of Shelton Benjamin, who's now sent into the corner. Perched up top on the Falcon's Nest. Solo Sikoa maybe looking for a move here off the top. It's an avalanche Samoan. Modified avalanche Samoan drop. It was almost more like an angle slam the way he had him positioned. Cover here. 2 and some change. And I have seen guys like Scott Steiner, guys like Kurt Angle pin guys with that hold off the top before. So, I mean, that's no joke. You got to take that seriously. Shelton, though, will fight back. Double wrist clutch suplex, modified Aurora Borealis Northern Light style suplex. Benjamin taking his eyes off the prize for a second just to survey the crowd here in North Carolina. North Carolina has been a great host for Pure Pro Wrestling. This is 1 full month we've been in this building, and the next time that you see us, which will not be next week, but the week after, we will be in a new city, a new building, and I understand that our arena might have a slightly different look. Nice heel trap and sweep that time by Shelton Benjamin. Spinal tap kick. Nothing fancy about some of these moves, some of these strikes. Okay, brought a lariat off that middle rope springboard. Nicely done from Shelton. Shelton now going up top, moonsault press. I don't think he got most of it. Maybe the shins connected. But that's okay because Shelton's still in control here. Nice combination. Irish whip, sent Solo for the ride, drops down to Shelton. And once again, pops his man up, steps back, flapjacks him down. Shelton now, collar and elbow. Second time, short arm that time. Kitchen sink knee to the midsection. Shelton shoots the half Nelson. Cover here. Hook the far leg, wanted 3 once again. Only found 2. Shote palm strike uppercut from Solo, who looks to be fighting back. Short arm headbutt, inside cradle here from Shelton, who tops his man. Could not even get a 1 count that time. The referee was in position. Shelton now tells Solo to come on. Might have been a mistake because Solo caught him with that axe bomber style latiato in the corner. Now just choking his man there. Solo Sikoa now fires up, tries to rally the troops behind him. A lot of guys have been, getting behind Solo Sikoa, men and women who watch this great sport. Solo Sikoa is a warrior in this thing. Cover off the Samoan drop. Referee drops down. And no, I was about to say, I think that was it. It took 2, 3, maybe 4 Samoan drops in this thing. I thought he was going to put Shelton away with that one. Backhand knife edge chop, right hook to the midsection. Shelton comes back. Series of right hooks and low basement style Muay Thai roundhouse kicks of his own. Hits the ropes. Flying forearm. And I believe that he has busted open Solo Sikoa with that. This match getting so intense. This match getting so hot. Flying forearm block that time. Shelton ends up in the corner. Solo Sikoa backs up, warms up that arm. Charges in once again, that axe bomber lariat in the corner. Solo hits the ropes, comes back. Wanted either a headbutt, maybe a knee, or a diving splash. I think a headbutt because he's holding his head. Was unsuccessful. Now he's holding his head for a different reason because he just ate that flying forearm. Ducked at that time. Rolling soul butt off the wrist clutch. Backhand knife edge chops. Muay Thai style roundhouse kick duck. Back heel sweep pop up. Samoan drop once again. And that's going to be it. Solo Sikoa usually doesn't like to finish up with this. Likes to go for that Samoan spike. The move we've seen him win with in this organization. There it is, that nasty ICU Samoan spike. Solo Sikoa tops his man. And wait a minute. Now, was there a rope break there in time or not? I think we're going to have to go back and review this at some point. The referee's decision is official in this organization, so I mean, what the referee saw was the ruling, but if I'm Shelton Benjamin, I think I've got a legitimate gripe on my hands here. Take a look at this replay too. Yeah, I think Shelton made it.
Here is your winner, Solo Sikoa.
In any case, fans, it has been your host, Arachnid Soul. We will be back in 2 weeks. Thank you for joining us, wrestling fans. Thank you, and good night.